What's up guys, and welcome to another Warcraft replay here on the Netease ladder. We have an Undead versus human matchup on the map Last Refuge. I have no idea why I switched colors, but yeah, either way, I forgot to do something. I am going to put this a little down, I think. Maybe put this up a little bit. I don't know. I've been messing with the sound settings recently, and that's mainly because I have a new mic and I don't want to screw things up so soon in the year, I guess, but we'll have to wait and see. I spent about, I think, an hour already, so yeah, lots of trial and error. Hopefully this is good enough. If it's not, I'll have to recast, but if it's good enough in terms of my ears, yeah, it should be alright. I'm just comparing with the past videos, so yeah, hopefully there's no problem there. Sadly, upping the sound effects up the ping noise as well, but we'll have to ignore that for now. Lucifer spawning in as the blue undead in the bottom left. He'll be facing off against Chaemiko, the red human in the top right. This is just Netease ladder. I thought it was from the Seer Cup, but these guys don't play until playoffs because they're in different groups, so yeah, this was in fact ladder, so I caught a lucky break there since there is a huge influx of tournament replays which have already been casted by Back to Warcraft. I did enjoy their cast on Lucifer. It was a bit of a joy route for Lucifer, honestly. If you didn't know, I probably shouldn't say, but he came back in quite a big way in terms of the group bracket, but other than that, we will step out of that for now. Acolyte Scout here, not gonna spot too much, just the standard stuff from Chaemiko, who's gonna go for Archmage start into Militia creeping at the Ogre Warrior camp. Not the Rock Golem camp just yet, it seems like he'll be getting that next maybe. But either way, Death Knight for Lucifer, and it seems like Tid opening for himself. No longer producing any more ghouls. Death Knight just gonna move out with his skeleton stick there. No skeletons just yet. He hasn't met many critters until about now. Death Coil going straight after the Archmage. That is going to be a level 1 Death Coil. Not gonna find too much, honestly, by himself. Is gonna be able to use a couple of those skeletons there. Elemental being placed down as well. And so far, not a good start for Lucifer, but then again, how much can you actually expect from just a couple of skeletons and a DK? I believe Chaemiko's gonna start with the mercenary camp soon. Is gonna bring over a lot of militia, and he should be moving over to that Rock Golem camp now, since honestly this DK and the two skeletons don't really pose too much of a threat. Even if he gets a new set of skeletons, he is delaying his Rock Golem for quite a long time. Actually gonna go for a surround onto the Death Knight and forcing an early TP scroll, which is extremely good for the human player there. Lucifer, I don't know. Probably didn't expect the militia to turn back and go for a surround, but I mean, it did happen, and now we're gonna go for an early expansion attempt here, most likely clearing out the Ogre Magi camp, hitting level 2 on that Archmage, getting Brilliant Aura level 1, and the item is going to be Gloves of Haste. Item is going to be picked up by Archmage, as well as the kill. Death Knight still experienceless. He did get a peasant kill there, but he did miss out on the big Magi kill. Skeleton's actually able to pick up a second peasant, but with the Death Knight so low, it's honestly really bad for him, especially since he's not level 2, so he has no aura, and he's undead, so he has to rely on such bad recovery methods, have to stand on blight, or just have to wait, honestly, and it's not really great for the DK, who is supposed to apply so much early pressure. Tier 2 is going to be done very soon, so at least the DK can get health pot, I guess. He He picked up Sack Skull and he sold it and then bought it again, so really weird from Lucifer. Not sure if it's any pro strats, but probably just a misclick, maybe indecisiveness for himself. But either way, Chaemiko will be hitting level 3 very soon. Just a little shy there, 7 points of experience. He will be able to get this with the Murlocs. DK on the other hand is not going to be hitting level 2 anytime soon. He still needs another camp, possibly just another green creep camp here. That's rather awkward. He actually just barely got level 2. Okay, so I kind of underestimated the amount of experience he was gonna get, but yep, finally gonna hit level 2. Is gonna go to this High Priest camp here. Is gonna place down the Sack Skull and blight this area, which is going to be useful for the DK, as he pretty much needs all the regen he can get. Did pick up the replenishment potion as well, so yeah, that could heal him up quite a bit. The only problem is Chaemiko is so nearby, and it's going to force that DK to avoid this fight at all costs. But can he really afford to do so with his opponent right in front of him? Lich is going to be the second hero of choice for Lucifer. Chaemiko, on the other hand, not picking up a second hero yet. He is only at tier 1, I forgot. He did go for the earlier expansion. Lemon Mill being placed down. That is going to enable those guard towers to be able to be upgraded. And it seems like Archmage is going to TP staff right back to base. The main army is just going to walk it by themselves. Arcane Tower doing its best to deal with these skeletons, but 3 Crypt Fiends are kind of a good number to pick up these low hit point peasants here. But either way, it seems like no more peasants are going to fall. Skeletons do get taken down by the Arcane Tower. What was that sound? Oh, statues. Okay, so we already got statues down for Lucifer. He is starting tier 3, so so far, if he doesn't lose too much here, he might look pretty good. Nova onto the Archmage. Other than that, that is pretty much just that. I mean, Nova Coil can go once again, but with the TP scroll in the inventory, that could be a wasted Death Coil. It's kind of hard to deny Nova with a TP scroll, but Death Coil is definitely something you can avoid. Death Coil just going to be picked up. Just going to be picking up a footman kill there. No second footman kill as well. DK is still a little ways away from level 3, especially since he is sharing with that Lich. Might take a couple more footmen to reach that level 3. Shredder comes out as the just added defense, I guess. I mean, Chaemiko is also suffering in lumber as well, especially since he has to pull additional militia to try and defend as best he can. He's sitting on 1k gold, but like less than 50 lumber, which is a huge problem. That Shredder needs to go back to work as quickly as possible. Otherwise, he's not gonna be able to make his sanctums by the time this keep is done. Yeah, I mean, Shredder's still... Oh, where is he? There he is. Okay, Shredder is finally being put to work, but Chaemiko's still kind of struggling in terms of placing down tier 2 buildings. His towers are being taken down as well by those Crypt Fiends. No new Crypt Fiends, it seems. We're still at number 3 on those Crypt Fiends there for Lucifer, and it seems like Zeppelin is going to be used to try and drop those units right behind those undead units. Death Coil is just going to heal them up. No real sort of danger in losing those type of skirmishes there. Curious to see where the Zeppelin is going to actually go, and it seems like it's just going to go straight to the main base of Lucifer, which could be a bit of a bad trade if you are Lucifer, because of course you are just dealing with that expansion. Meanwhile, attack is going to come at your main base. 2 guard towers, arcane. It seems like it's going to be enough to do a lot of damage to that Death Knight. And now the drop should be coming in soon. Second slaughterhouse, which is rather interesting. Maybe heavy emphasis on those destroyers, but here comes the drop. Acolytes are going to be forced back, and ghouls are going to be brought over to try and defend as best they can. Lucifer's still kind of busy dealing with the towers slash shredders there. Does he have a TP scroll? He doesn't even have a TP scroll to go back to base. And the DK is actually going to die at level 3. Okay, so a rather weird decision there from Lucifer. He's actually not backing off just yet either. Seems like the... oh, we actually have 2 spirit towers. And they're going to do a huge amount of damage to that Archmage. And it seems like no further damage is going to be coming down. I mean, Acolyte's still being pressured a little bit. But now that the Archmage is super low, it is going to force a TP scroll there. No Zergrots have been taken down. Just seems like a couple Acolytes and statues. But other than that, force TP scroll pretty much is going to deny the gold line of this base, and yeah, giving enough experience over to get level 2 onto that Lich. But now it seems like Lucifer should probably back off. Oh, but he does have his 2 destroyers in the air and no anti-air whatsoever for Chaemiko, and this is going to be a little problematic. Does not want to place down that elemental because that is just suicide. Surprisingly enough, Lucifer is just going to back off with his land units, and meanwhile his destroyers are just going to pick off these straggling peasants. Lich, very close to level 3, but also very close to being killed off, is going to be retreating. No boots, it seems like, for any of these human heroes here. So there is that. Death Knight, about 60% done in terms of reviving at the altar. Castle Tick is done for Chaemiko, so siege tanks maybe? I don't know. No blacksmith. Oh, never mind. No workshops, no sanctums just yet. So I have no idea what kind of route he's gonna go for. But either way, elementals instantly gonna be consumed by those destroyers there. Thankfully, there is only just 2 destroyers, so it seems like a level 2 elemental is going to survive 2 Devour Magics. But still, like I said, only elementals and archmages deal with these destroyers, which is definitely not a good answer to these destroyers. Looking at supply, oh, technology. Wow, backpacks upgraded for Lucifer, which is interesting. I don't know if he's actually going to use that, but population 38 for Lucifer and 30 for Chaemiko, and he's going to go for a creep camp here. Lich just hit level 3, so he has, I mean, he has a long ways to go to get level 4, which is not even a good level point, honestly. Paladin coming out as the 3rd hero for Chaemiko, who is looking to go knights slash flying machines, so pretty good answer to destroyers and crypt fiends. Knights do very well against those crypt fiends, and those flying machines will be left to their own devices to try and deal with those destroyers themselves. Of course, you need to mass up quite a number to actually be rather effective. Pally actually going to be abandoned at level 1 here, is going to die to a death coil to the face, and the remainder of the camp is going to be claimed by Lucifer, who all in all is looking alright, honestly. He still has to, I guess, try and deal with this knight slash flying machine threat, and he is going to do that by hiring up a panda as his 3rd hero, which is interesting last hero. I guess it makes sense since Breath of Fire hits pretty well against those flying machines, but man, I don't know. This double slaughterhouse still kind of confuses me a little bit, especially since he's not producing from it at all. How many destroyers does he have? He has 2 statues and only 1 destroyer. It is gonna be a problem if he stops making destroyers, because then those knights become really good. So I honestly have no idea how he could actually deal with this. Frostworms is obviously not a good answer, because we have about 8 or 9 flying machines already in the air, and they could demolish a Frostworm in like 3 volleys or so. flying machines just passing by. Again, even though Chaemiko didn't have very good anti-air before, Lucifer doesn't have any good anti-air himself either. I don't know if webs have been upgraded, it doesn't seem like it. But yeah, he has no way to actually deal with air units himself. Here we go, Nova Coil onto the Pally, and it seems like he is not going to be using that invuln anytime soon, as the Ogre Magi is just going to be picked up here. The remaining leftovers for a Lucifer item. Oh, seems like it's going to be double Cloak of Flames on both sides. Not really a good item, and I expect it just to be sold. We'll see, we'll see. He's gonna sell it. He is indeed gonna sell it. Pick up nothing, it seems. Okay, no lesser invuln. He does have a full invuln from some camp. I have no idea where, but he did indeed pick it up. Pally is gonna be revived through the altar. He still has about 1 or 2 healing wards left, I believe. And yeah, I'm surprised that the DK is still holding on to that Cloak of Flames, but that doesn't seem like Lucifer is like in that tight of a pinch in getting gold, so he's just keeping it for the sake of keeping it. How many creep camps are left? We actually have a decent amount of creep camps. We still have the turtle camps on the corners here. We have this Northseer camp here. And I guess some leftover camps from others, I guess, I don't know. But either way, all things short, creep camps are eventually going to be wiped out, and the red just going to be forced to go for a big team fight. And right now I am kind of liking Chaemiko's, honestly. He has not nearly as enough knights as I would like. But he has a good number of flying machines to just deal with those destroyers, which still is only 1, potentially 3. Yeah. Not gonna death coil the elemental, surprisingly. That could have been an easy bit of experience for just a mana cast. Oh, definitely not a good fight to choose if you are Chaemiko. Flying machines are nowhere near the position that they want to be in. They do actually have their air to ground upgrades completed, so they can at least contribute if there are no destroyers in the air. And I don't think web. Oh, seems like web has been researched, so Crypt Fiends can at least fight back. Expansion is just going to be called once again. It seems like Chaemiko more busy going for creep camps instead of defending, which I guess he just fully abandoned this expansion. No TP scroll whatsoever, so it's not like he could have actually answered very well. The only problem is that he is going to get his main base attacked right now, and that is going to force him to retreat. A-bombs actually coming out. I guess these are going to be good answers to those knights, and they don't actually take too much damage from those flying machines either, so A-bombs would be a good answer to this human threat. Which, I say threat, but we are still only at 2 knights. Okay. Chaemiko is queuing up more knights, which is definitely what I like to see. He's actually double barracks, so he just doubled his knight count instantly, so that is very good. Double A-bombs, so same thing for Lucifer, doubling his or tripling his A-bomb count here. Both players should be reaching their 80 supply ideally. Lucifer is at 70, meanwhile Chaemiko is around 60. So solid 10 supply advantage for our Undead player. And of course most of that 10 supply is just on those flying machines, which, I mean, individually they're not very, they don't very contribute that much, but yeah, at least it answers those destroyers very well, which I don't know where it is. A-bombs, oh yikes, this is a big catch here for Chaemiko, able to catch both of these A-bombs without the support of the other Undead units, and a whole bunch of knights just joined the fight, and this is going to be an initiation here from Lucifer. Chaemiko is going to Sanctuary one of his knights, but the second one is going to fall. It doesn't seem like the... Holy Light is going to be cast, but it is only level 1 Holy Light. Paladin is unable to save that knight as it gets Novid and Death Coil to death. 50 supply for Lucifer. He is getting pushed back by Chaemiko's 58. Flying machines need to start actually contributing, which they just do right now. Statues are going to be the main target of those guys. Meanwhile, it seems like seems like another turnaround once again. Surround onto the Lich, who is at level 5, so this is going to be a costly kill if it actually happens, and that is going to indeed happen. Death Knight, very, very scary position as well. He was almost surrounded just like the Lich, but he is going to back off about now. Nice Breath of Fire, actually picking up a couple of those flying machines. Panda is at level 4, but it seems like he's going to get Stormbolt into a surround here. And of course, not being undead, cannot be Death Coiled back to full health, is going to be given a full 500 health potion, but it seems like it is not going to be enough. Double Divine Shield onto the two heroes which were part of the wall, and that is going to be a tough wall to crack as the Panda does die at level 4. Seems like things are slowly turning badly for the Undead player as he loses his Lich once again, and that is going to be game. I mean, Chaemiko lost his, I think, Paladin again, but it didn't really matter. Was able to finish off multiple heroes in very short amount of time, and that is going to be game. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again whenever.